So the final, Marlin of China up against Janove Waldner. Marlin, who is currently ranked 6th in the world, has been ranked as high as 2, and was one of the form players about the middle of the year, the time of the World Championships. He overcame Kalinikos Krianga, the Greek, in the semi-finals, and the Hong Kong player Chung Yuk, young left-hander, in the quarter-finals. Janove Waldner needed the senior Yi Chul-seung from Korea and Werner Schlager of Austria in the quarter-finals. And the curious thing was, as you've mentioned before, Varsha, that both these players came into this tournament having to get at least to the semi-final stages to guarantee them a place in the Pro Tour finals next year.
Yes, WALDNER hasn't had a great year. He's only reached a couple of semi-finals, and getting to this final assured himself of a place in the Grand Tour finals. And by both these players getting to the Grand Finals, they've knocked out Vladimir Samsonov from being there in China.
3-love.
Janove Waldner has always been a slow starter. I think even more so as he's got into his, shall we say, twilight years. He's 36, so he's 15 years older than his opponent.
I'm sure he'll prove us wrong in China, Brian. He's saying twilight years, and then he'll go and probably win the tournament.
Made a great comeback in his semi-final victory. Was what, 1-3 down?
Yep, against Lee Chul-seung, and came through after that 11-8, 13-11, and 11-8. He saved a couple of match points.
6-1. WALDNER.
Twice Waldner's just popped a service return into that area. It's got the same treatment both times.
WALDNER has been regarded as one of the best servers in the game, but Marlin has a very good serve himself too. He gets some very easy third ball attacks, and he's got so much of power behind his forehand topspin that if the ball is just slightly too high, he'll just bounce all over it, and he can hit it either down the line or the inside-out cross-court forehand.
9-2.
WALDNER hasn't settled down at all so far in this final match.
Three, 9, WALDNER. 9-3-10.
Just caught it, didn't even go for it.
10-4, Marlin.
This is the quickest game I think we've seen this year on the Pro Tour.
11-4.
Waldner not even close to that one. 11-4, but very quick points. And Waldner probably feels that he hasn't even started yet.
And he's already down a game. Winning just 4 points in that game, and the crowd wants him to get into the match. He loves playing against the Chinese player. He has beaten so many of the top Chinese players over the years. And if it weren't for WALDNER, the Chinese would have won a lot more titles, and they would have won all the team events.
2-1.
Well, we were asking our Mandarin expert Zhang Jialang, who's former world's #1, if he'd played, well, we knew he'd played him a lot of times. He reckoned he'd played him about 15 times in the late 80s, and reckons he lost 3 or 4 times to him, no more. But of course, Waldner was on his way up at that point, was #1 in 1989, and then was #1 on and off until 97.
1-4.
Jalen's biggest win came in the '97 World Championships when he beat WALDNER in the final. That was in New Delhi.
Were you there?
Yeah, that was my first Worlds.
4-2 WALDNER.
Marlin trying that difficult backhand topspin. He was made to move to the extreme forehand on the first shot.
3-5 Marlin.
Well, there were two controlled forehand drives from WALDNER, but couldn't manage the third.
It's finding it very difficult to hit winners now. Just that slight lack of pace. And not good enough footwork, and he's struggling, especially when the ball's played to his extreme forehand.
6-4 WALDNER.
From Marlin, had that gone over, WALDNER would have been absolutely stranded. Well, a couple of good serves there.
8 Marlin.
Trying to just place the ball on the sideline. The ball just going wide off the table.
Took him a long while to get his range in the semi-final. Placement so often went wrong on the return of serve.
He was also very lucky in one of those games, Brian. Towards the end of the game, I think he got 3 net calls, and he won it over extra points.
Game 6. The game where he had to win, and then he took it in game 7.
Eight, 7. Left.
A little bit of extra topspin by WALDNER, made sure he got it over the net with pace. Down on the table.
Yep, a lot of spin on the ball, and Marlin not able to control the block. Hitting his racket with his finger, but
Blaming his pimples.
Eight, 9.
Better. I was just thinking, WALDNER makes a lot of mistakes on the return of serve these days. That was just a simple placement. So this to level it up after losing the first game in 3 minutes.
11, 8.
Well, he's done it. It's a game of peace. Marlin throws his bat away in disgust. So one apiece in this men's final. WALDNER against Marlin.
Love 1.
And that caught the edge of the table. Marlin thought he caught the edge of the table.
Well, probably that the ball hit the net and aiming for a reserve. That was a serve by which WALDNER won the last point in the previous game.
Oh, yes.
What a fantastic backhand jab this was from WALDNER, pushing Marlin towards the backhand corner and then opening up the table. Not able to react quick enough, WALDNER, on that shot. Expecting the ball to be played to the backhand, instead it goes cross-court. What a shot. This was a beauty from Marlin, the backhand topspin. WALDNER was initially shaping up to play the forehand topspin, and he just changed his mind at the last second. No, he doesn't need this.
Marlin.
In the semi-final too, we saw a few service errors from WALDNER. He's just giving away cheap points to his opponent.
Huge amount of curve on that ball. WALDNER hitting round the side of the ball, and it bananaed away from Marlin. Going down the line, getting the table.
Staying very close to the table here, WALDNER. The first flighted forehand topspin, and then he takes the ball very quickly, almost on the bounce.
Suckered into that.
Yeah, it just curled in towards him.
It came a lot off the table, didn't it?
Yeah, and also very, very deep.
5-all Marlin. Let
Well, it came right on the off the edge of the table. A little bit of good fortune there, that return.
He's really playing for the sidelines. No margin for error at all on those shots from WALDNER. He's really trying to get the ball very deep.
7-6. Let
Well, it looks as though Marlin was in charge of that rally.
Blocked 4 consecutive topspins from WALDNER. I thought here WALDNER would have been in a difficult position because he was stretching to the extreme forehand. And Marlin hasn't played his forehand shots very well at all in this game. Has missed a couple of them outright.
7-8.
He still hangs in there.
Oh, that was hit unbelievably hard by Marlin.
WALDNER.
It's not as easy as it looks to hit those high balls for clean winners.
And it was pretty deep as well, so Marlin just had to give it everything he had. He'd missed a couple of forehand smashes earlier on.
8, 9.
Big service return there gives him the lead in this third game.
This time it was a good serve from WALDNER.
Marlin.
The previous shot was hit for an outright winner by Marlin, and WALDNER made sure that he got a lot of underspin on that serve.
A little bit too much height, and that sets up game point for Marlin.
Let.
Well played, WALDNER. Clever little drop shot. It was helped by the fact that it's rolled over the net, that one there.
But he still had to stretch to the extreme forehand to play the topspin, and he controlled that shot very well. Saved a game point.
If Marlin can get the forehand going, it's normally a winner.
Especially if you can get it going to WALDNER's forehand. Here again, having to stretch, expecting the ball initially to be played to the backhand.
WALDNER.
1 love.
Well, anything on Marlin's forehand gets the same treatment.
He really generates a lot of power, especially when he's playing it from his extreme backhand corner. He can play the ball cross-court or down the line.
Love 2, WALDNER.
And it's very difficult to keep him at bay because he hits so many balls for winners. WALDNER, on the other hand, has hit very few winners in the match. Only just lost that third game. But it's those kind of games that he needs to win against top players.
Right up against the advertising hoarding at the back.
Marlin both feet off the ground when he plays those forehand smashes. The ball's short, but it's just bouncing so high. Fantastic. First the backhand topspin, and he follows it up with a forehand topspin. Showing great control, not trying to go for the outright winner then.
Oh, I got done that time.
1-5, WALDNER.
WALDNER's had some success with that drop shot just over the side of the net, but a good reach by Marlin.
Oh.
We've seen him hit that shot quite a few times, haven't we? Where he goes round the side of the net, not even over it.
The ball doesn't have to cross the net. He just has to land on the opponent's side of the table.
6-2, Marlin.
Nice block by WALDNER, controlling placement.
WALDNER.
Very sharp
4-7.
third ball.
Marlin just looks at every opportunity to play that first forehand topspin. And he does it so many times, even on the return of serve. There he tried a very difficult
5-7.
shot.
WALDNER.
He was at full stretch to his backhand corner. Fantastic short balls played by both the players. Marlin able to recover after that drop shot from WALDNER, and he played it so short that WALDNER didn't have an option. He could not play that forehand topspin. And just catching the edge of his bat on the table.
5-9. WALDNER.
Didn't quite climb over. All or nothing
5-10.
by Marlin. Huge swinging forehand.
Eleven 5. Marlin.
Marlin in a very good position here, 3-1 up. Well, there was an audacious backhand flick by Marlin in the middle of that.
He really recovered well after playing that shot. Got right back into the rally. It looked as if WALDNER was dominating till then.
Oh, yes.
Long Marlin.
Fantastic shots by Marlin. He's really moving all over the table, just showing us how quickly he can move across from backhand to forehand. Footwork shown is tremendous by Marlin.
Two, one.
Yeah, difficult return for him to have to deal with. It bounced right on the line. It was taking him very wide. He seems to have just upped the quality of his footwork as he tries to finish this off. He has got the ascendancy over WALDNER, hasn't he?
Yes, he's beaten him 5 out of the 6 times they've met. The only time that WALDNER won was way back in '98 at the Italian Open. And the most recent encounter at the World Cup in November was won by Marlin 4-love. Just not able to get the block across. There's too much variation on the forehand topspin from Marlin.
Three, 5. WALDNER. Let. 4, 5.
Waldner with those forehands cross-court, he manages to sort of wrap the bat round the side as well, making it swerve away from Marlin.
That has definitely been his best shot over the years.
Five, six.
That was an unbelievable shot from WALDNER.
Six all, WALDNER. Seven, six.
Well, WALDNER came back from 1-3 down in his semi-final against Lee Chul-sung. Can he do it can he do it again against Marlin?
Seven all,
But this one
Marlin.
just flies off the end of his bat.
Unbelievable court coverage there by Marlin.
From the extreme backhand, he moved to his extreme forehand, and what a shot this was. Defensive chop return.
On the backhand side as well.
Really, WALDNER should have done more with that forehand topspin. Not that he tried to even